Hey guys, it's Mr. AJ's Tech here, and today I'm going to be going over the iPad mini event. Now, it wasn't only the iPad mini event, there were also a few other products that were announced. I'm going to be going in order that the event actually went. I watched a little bit of this live and then I caught up on some things later. So I did post a live blog on my website and I did update Twitter. So now I'm uploading a YouTube video to remind everyone of what went on at the event. So the first thing that was first was the 13-inch Retina MacBook Pro. This now comes in dual core. It has 8 GB of RAM, but there's no graphics card. No graphics card. So for Retina display, this thing is probably going to be pretty slow. We of course can't tell until we get our hands on this, but this is available today. There's 2 models, and you can also upgrade the SSD. The specs will be listed below specifically, but there's no dedicated graphics card. There's only Intel HD 4000, which is good for battery life, but yeah, I can even tell from my MacBook Pro Retina, which I have the 15-inch model, it gets slow with the Intel HD 4000 when I'm doing a few windows, so I don't think that's going to be a very good computer. So that's just my personal opinion. Going on to the next thing, we saw the new iMacs, which are actually really cool. Very, very thin, that's the biggest point about it. They have the new Ivy Bridge processors, they have USB 3.0, 2 Thunderbolt ports. What else am I forgetting? They are upgradable for the RAM. They got rid of the optical drive, which I am so for. Like, the new getting rid of the optical drive is very good. I don't ever use an optical drive, and then it's better to use one through USB or whatever. So definitely really cool. The 21.5-inch iMac will be available in November, and in December the 27-inch iMac will be available. So they're around the same prices, so look forward to that. So then we saw the Mac Mini. The Mac Minis now have Ivy Bridge, and they're a little more upgradable. Nothing too much to say about that. They have USB 3.0 as well, so you can go ahead and pick these up. They're around the same price. And the Mac Mini server model is actually a pretty good deal. It has a 2.3 GHz quad-core Intel i7. So that's a pretty good computer. USB 3.0, 8 GB of RAM, and also comes stock with 2 1 TB hard drives. So I had that computer, the last generation Sandy Bridge model, which was actually pretty good. So I definitely suggest getting that if you're on a budget. You need a cheap Mac. So definitely a really cool system. The only downside of it is it doesn't have a dedicated graphics card, so it's still a really good computer and you can use it for common day tasks. So then we saw a 4th generation iPad, which is just a joke. It has a A6 processor, which is a joke. It says it's so much faster than the A5X processor, which is in the iPad 3, which I have right here. And I am telling you right now, I will not be upgrading. It's not an upgrade. It's the same iPad, just has a lightning connector and it has the A6 processor. I definitely would not suggest upgrading to it. Even if you have an iPad 2, it's the same model as this right here. This is my iPad 3, 64 gig. I'm not going to go buy a new one just because it has a new connector and a supposedly slow, or I mean faster processor. This one is by no means slow, and I will not be upgrading. In other news, the iPad mini was announced, and this is a pretty new product. It's thin, it's new. I think I may be picking one up. I don't see me actually using it in real life. I just want to pick it up to do all the videos and the media coverage on it. But I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be using it, if it'll actually replace my iPad that I use every day. So I'm not sure where that comes in. I know that's going to compete with the other Android and Amazon tablets. The only problem is it comes in at $330, and that's for the 16 GB one, and that's kind of high compared to the Nexus 7, which is $200. So it would have been great if this was $250 or even $200. $330 is a little bit high, and so we'll see how that works out. It could be successful, but it also could not be. And the feature that has an A5 processor, of course, the 7-inch display, which is the biggest thing about it, has the 2 cameras, all those good features. It would have been nice if you saw another feature that would have been specific for this device, but there's nothing really new. It's just another way to use iOS. So that about wraps up this video. If you want to know anything more, you can click the link in the description. That'll bring you to the website. And as always, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.